This live chat. What's this? It's a little bit different than usual. I'm not sure why. Oh, here we go. They set it up different than what they usually do. Okay. Here we go. Sinfuls is on board. Well, guys, welcome to the live stream tonight. If I can get this thing to shut down here. All right, let's get some questions going on here. Joe Cunningham's on board. Sinful's on board. We got 12 people, 5 thumbs up already, so that's looking good. Just try one more thing. I'm trying to get this thing off my screen here, and it's not letting me off. There we go. It's gone. I had this big strip on the bottom for some reason showing me all this stuff, and I didn't want it on there because it just takes up all my space. Let's see. Michael Quinn. Hi, brother. God bless you. I hear you well. Okay. Sinfuls. Hi, Joe. Let's see. We got 18 people, 6 thumbs up. We can start conversation tonight. Anything you guys want to talk about, I am game to talk about anything tonight, except for the usual politics. Let's see. Lloyd says, watching from ice cold Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. There we go. We actually have a lot of Canadians coming here. Joe Cunningham, can you get cream cheese from the store over there? Yes, you can. You can get it at Walmart. They have it. I've seen it there before. Most of the stores here have a lot of stuff. Sometimes you have to go search around. I know All Day Supermarket. You can get it there too. All Day has a lot of stuff. You can go to SNR. SNR has it. Sep 315. Hey Stevie, greetings from Germany. How's it going? Going good. We got a guy here from Germany in our group, actually, right here. He lives right in this area right here, right across the street. Nice guy. Kind of quiet, stays to himself. We're getting a lot of those lately. Actually, a lot of people are coming over here with that quiet personality, and that's actually better, I think, for the Philippines. Michael Quinn says, how is the Wi-Fi where you live? It's actually pretty good. We have Converge. It does get slow sometimes. Sometimes it's fast. Sometimes it's 300. Sometimes it's 770 or whatever. But it's usually around 300. I don't know what it is today. Actually, let me see. We'll do a search right now for you. Speed test. Let's see. And I don't know if you can see it. Let's see. This is the speed test for my town. Now, it's usually faster than this. Nelson says, watching here in Dipolog. So, it's pretty fast. Right now it's about 84. So, there you go, 75 and 85. That's not bad. It's not that bad at all. So that'll kind of give you like an idea of what you're up against here. Let's see, we got Joe Cunningham. She says, how do you pay taxes for the first time in the Philippines? Well, I don't pay taxes here anymore. I did for a while, mistakenly, because of a story in the newspaper said that vloggers are supposed to pay. Well, when I confronted the PRA about it and said that I already paid taxes back there and you can't have double taxation because of the international tax law, she says you're not even supposed to pay anyway. If you're paying taxes and you're collecting the check back there, that's where you're getting paid. That's where you pay the taxes. If I had it sent to a bank in the Philippines, my check, then I would have to pay taxes over here. So that's what makes the difference. Michael Quinn says, is it worth it to get Starlink there? Starlink is actually on sale right now here. I forget what the price was, but it's below $600. But is it worth it to get Starlink? I would say if you're moving out in the provinces or something like that, I would say yes. If you have to have internet all the time, I would say yes, get it as a backup. or use it as your regular if it's fast enough for you. I know it's not super fast. I actually have to go down and talk to them about my internet, because usually it's fast enough. It's usually around 300, and they sent me an email today saying it was supposed to be faster, and it wasn't. It was still around 75, but sometimes it goes up to 300, like I said. SEP 315 says, interesting. I would say Germans are in general more reserved. I would say that most Europeans are. Okay, we don't have many problems with Europeans here as we do with Americans. Americans we tend to have more issues with. Not all the time, but the ones that we do have problems with are usually Americans. Lloyd Daly, on my way to Manila on April 2nd, 27 hours journey from Winnipeg to Vancouver, to Hong Kong to Manila. Longest flight would be 12 hours from Vancouver to Hong Kong, onward ticket to Da Nang. It's a long trip. There you go. Have a nice day. So, Steve, are you still helping people with the SRRV? I sent you 2 emails, but you didn't reply. Yes, I am. My email address is steven5975@yahoo.com. I haven't done all my emails today. I'll probably answer them tomorrow. So if you sent me 2 emails, they will get answered. So no worries there. I just didn't get to all my emails today. I haven't had time. And it is a weekend, so, you got to cut me some slack a little bit. But I'll get to it probably either tonight or tomorrow, okay? So no worries with the emails. If you send it to me and I got it, I'll answer. If I don't answer it, double check the email address, okay? Edward Griffin says, "Good evening, sir. What's the name of your video that describes apostles or something like that? That is legal documents to marry there." The Sinamar is the legal document to get married for the women over here. The apostle, I'm not sure of the name of the video that I did. I did a couple of them for apostles. It actually mentions apostles in the title, and it wasn't too long ago either that we did that. So if you go back and check, it should be within the past 3 months, and it will mention apostles. Okay, there you go. Have a nice day. I sent the emails back 2 weeks ago and 3 weeks ago. I've answered all those ones. You may want to try resending those to me. Resend them to me at steven5975@yahoo.com. Okay, because I've answered all the ones from the past. If I got them, I answered them, because I answer all of them unless I didn't get them. And I've had a couple of people tell me that they didn't get answers from me also. But steven5975@yahoo.com. Okay. I think you're right. I've been to Bali once, and there were some Australians. They were much more talkative too. Let's see. Joe Cunningham says, "How often do you get brownouts?" Very seldom do we get brownouts here. Once in a while we do, very occasionally. The other day we had one for a couple hours, and that was it. Jimbo L says, "Have you heard about the multi-cab from Japan? I'm not sure of the price, but I think it was $6,000 US. I would take that instead of a scooter for sure." Yes, the Suzuki's. One of the guys here has one. They're rebuilt. That's the thing. They look like brand new. They drive really good. They replace most of the parts that are worn on it and stuff like that. They put a motor in there with kind of high mileage, I think. But you can replace the motor on them, and they'll keep on going. They're actually really kind of cute vehicles. I don't know how they drive well too. Sinful's put the Steven5975@yahoo.com for anybody out there that needs to get in touch with me. But there you go. Have a nice day. Send that to me tonight, okay? Whatever you sent to me, resend it to me. Catchy Handle says, "After all the upgrades you made to your rental, did it help or hurt the price when the lease renewed?" My renewal price, I think, is only gone up 500 pesos. I think it was 3,500 before. Now it went up to 4,000, so it's $80. We actually do more for her by painting the place on the outside. We pay for it. We paint the inside. We've done plugs. I put all kinds of plugs in here. I got the AC up here. I'll probably leave that when I go. We put cabinets in here that I'll probably never take down. Things like that. It's it's definitely a nice little place. When they go to rent it, they'll be able to get more for it. Let's see. Joe Cunningham says, do you know if car dealers take Philippines check instead of cash? I do not know about that, Joe, whether they will or not. I would imagine they would if it's a Philippine check. You may not be able to take the car, though, till it's clear. Okay, there you go. Have a nice day, says resent. Okay, I'll check it later. The Mosquito Guy says, good morning, Steve, from Tampa, Florida. Been watching you for over a year now, and I really appreciate the videos. Thank you. There you go. Have a nice day. If you don't hear from me in the next few days, that means I'm not getting your stuff. So just leave me a message then in my comment section, okay, and on my videos, and I'll try to get back to you. But I should have it on there tonight. I'll check right afterwards. But I won't get back to you probably till tomorrow. Lord P, GM from the U.S. Let's see. Sinfuls says, Joe Cunningham, if they did take check, it would almost bet they will hold it for a few weeks to ensure it clears. Yes. Cash is king, he says. Filipina Unfiltered is on board. Corinne's on board. Good morning from Sin City, Steve. Looking forward to meeting you soon. Yeah, let's see. We have, I'm not sure what date you set aside. You said sometime in March. I'm going to have to check that. Put the date on here. Let me know so I can set that day aside. I haven't got an address or anything from you yet, so I'll wait for that. And Sinful says, Filipina Unfiltered, hello. Philip Cartmel says, greetings from San Remigio in Cebu. Joseph Crudza says, hello. Did you receive my email? Again, there's another one. I probably did. I have some emails that I haven't answered. If you sent it within the past day, I haven't gotten to those. The past 1 or 2 days. So, let's see. Philip Cartmel says, we're at the Durham White Sand Beach Resort. Sounds good, man. Just 65 kilometers from MPA bombing and Negros. That's not good. See, March 17th. I'll have to put that down. March 17th. I'll write that down right now. There we go. You are on my list. Let's see. Let me see here. Jimbo L says, I just want to apologize for not making it to Texas Roadhouse. I didn't understand 45-minute drive in America is 3 hours on Ocean Jet. I ran out of time, bro. That's okay, man. Next time. We have one on the 29th of this month, guys. If you guys are looking for a nice dinner, meet us at the Texas Roadhouse on the 29th at 1:30 in the afternoon, and we'll be there. And that's at Evia Mall in Bacoor, right near Alabang. So Evia Mall, Texas Roadhouse in Bacoor, the 29th at 1:30. Let's see. Joe Cunningham says, Sinfuls, thanks. Loretta Boggs says, good morning, Steve from Ohio. Here you have a regret moving to... Here you have a regret moving to the Philippines. I don't really have any regrets moving here. If anything, I would rather be here than back there for a lot of reasons, Loretta. I like the Philippines. It has its plus sides and its downsides. I've seen both. I mean, I've seen more of that back home, so I have more peace here than I do back home. Last year was probably the worst year of my life, and it was over here, unfortunately, but I still don't regret coming over here. William Berry, someone last week asked about Mexican restaurant. Try Agave and Makati Circuit. Let's see, Joe Cunningham says, you know someone who does Korean blinds? I do not, no. I know there's a blind place up in, I think it's in Makati or up in Manila somewhere. There is a place up there. I'm not sure if they're Korean blinds, but they do really nice blinds, wooden ones and everything. And they're really, really beautiful too. So let's get some more people on here. Let's see, we got 38, 18 thumbs up, guys. Let's get some more questions on here and get some more chat. But Loretta, yeah, I don't have any real regrets moving here. I mean, I have a beautiful girlfriend here. She treats me decent. I love the place where I live. People are asking me if I'm ever going to go home, and I'm not sure if I'm going to go home. I'm not really sure if I'll ever go home. I might not. Kevin says, good evening from Japan, Steve. How you doing, Kevin? Are you looking to come to the Philippines, Kevin? Let's see who else we got on here. Let's see if we can get some more chat on here. Yeah, this week here, for me, it's been busy. I went up to the Japanese acupuncturist. That was one of the things I did this week. And let's see. Kevin says, yeah, I visit from time to time. There we go. Joseph Grutza says, did the electric go out this week? It did not go out this week. We had a brownout up above, but it did not affect my place. There you go. Have a nice day. Do I need to have my will apostled? No, you do not. The mosquito guy, Steve, what's the story with the Honus Wagner behind you? The story with that is it's a movie prop, and I actually have another one. I actually have two of them. And everybody always likes to ask me about this. This one here, I bought it. Let's see if you can see it right there. It looks really, really old. And it has this back on it. And I've never seen that in reprints. Okay, I've never seen that in reprints except for ones that were recent reprints, but it would say Tops on the bottom or something like that. This looks like an original. Let me see. It's pretty beat up. It's kind of cool. The other one I'll show you in a second here. It's really cool. This one here is a movie prop. Okay. You can see right there. It says 1909 Honus Wagner. It's in a graded holder, looking like it's real. It's got a VG grade, and then you can see the back. It says Old Mill. But if you see the hologram on the back, it says guaranteed genuine, but it's not real. It's just a prop for a movie. I don't know what movie it was in, but I thought it was kind of cool, and I bought it. I paid almost $100 for it. I like stuff like that. See, Sun Moon says, good evening, Steve, from Taliban Baho. Let's see, who else we got on here tonight? I'm thinking about doing a trip pretty soon here. Probably within the next few months. I'm thinking about going to Mindoro, and maybe we can do some live streams from over there. We're probably going to be doing a live stream maybe on, let's see, we're going to do it on Rich's birthday maybe on the 9th. We're thinking about doing one probably in the afternoon, at least for a half an hour or so, just for fun. Rich was talking about the other day. Joseph Grutza says, what type of vehicle do you have over there? I don't have a vehicle. I use all public transportation, 100%. The guy up above here, he has a tricycle, and whenever we need to ride somewhere, we just hit him up for a ride. Or we can walk up to the main street there, and it's just a short hop, skip, and a jump, less than 5 minutes away. I can walk over there. Let's see, Simple says, I thought you were doing the live stream at night, Steve. We're going to do it from your place. You said you want to do. We'll see what happens. But anyway, I just go up here and get the bus and then go to wherever I want to go. And I can also go down to Walmart here. I could take a tricycle down there, and I can get a shuttle, a van with AC and everything, almost anywhere. And those are really nice. There you go. Have a nice day. You look healthier today, Steve. A couple of weeks ago, you didn't look so well. I didn't feel so well. I've been trying to lose some weight, so maybe that's helping. I'm eating a lot of nuts and healthier foods too. Carnivore Expat. I love Mindoro. My uncle has a farm there, and me and my fiance are going to buy our own farm there. That's pretty cool. I mean, I'm actually, I know Susan, my girlfriend, she actually loves growing things, and we're gonna try to grow some zucchini out in our yard out here, and probably do some other things. I'm gonna look to see what else we can grow out there. I'm thinking about growing maybe peppers and beans and onions and carrots and stuff like that out here, and we'll see how it does. Hopefully it does pretty well. Let's see who else we got out here. 38 people, 26 thumbs up. We're 20 minutes in, so we're probably gonna go for maybe about an hour and a half or an hour tonight. We'll see how many people we have. Okay, but let's get some more people chatting on here. For the guy that's looking to do the apostles are very easy. Okay, all you have to do is to go to your state secretary's office. Very, very simple. You know, go to your state secretary's office, call them or first before you go there. Each place is a little bit different than the next, each state. K Fox says, "Hi Steve, wish you and all a great weekend. Thank you." Loretta Boggs says, "Thank you for sharing. I really enjoy your live chats." Thank you, Loretta. Sinful says, we're growing cherry tomatoes, okra, eggplant, and peppers. We have limes, calamansi, and papaya too. You know, I had calamansi growing out here, and somebody burned some trash out there, and they burned both my calamansi trees, and it kind of ticked me off that they did that. But what can you do? You know, that's part of living in the Philippines too. Unfortunately, you get people burning things, and it was on some property over here that I leased for my cabana. I actually leased some property for my cabana out here. I paid 500 pesos a month for that. Jimbo L, exactly what I want to do, Sinfuls. We have a ton of cement out in front of our home here, and we could do a lot of potted plants out there. We already have a lot, but I'm talking about like tomatoes and stuff like that. That's what I'd like to do. And do we already grow lettuce out there, but let's see. Let's get some more talk on here, guys. I know you guys were asking me about the hold on a second. Let me shut this off. Somebody's trying to ping me, and I can't concentrate here on the station when it's doing that on the channel. Hold on. Let's see here. Yeah, if you guys are going to grow things, it's good to grow them in pots around here so you can move them. Whenever there's heavy rains, you can move them away from the heavy rains. Heavy rains tend to destroy things around here. Dry Drunk says, "Is that baseball card real?" No, it's not. We were just talking about that. If you go back a little bit on this video right here, even though it's a live stream, we just talked about it. It is just a movie prop, and the other one we're not sure about. Yeah, the other one looks old, but it's so damaged it's not worth really sending out. I would imagine that's just a reprint too. The odds of that being real are pretty remote. You know, there's only about 70 or 80 of those cards in the world. Sinful says, "Hopefully my motorcycle sells Monday so I can go buy my bigger bike." There you go. I actually have another card too, and it's around here somewhere. I forget where I put it, but it's around here somewhere. Oh, it's over there. I have another one too, but that one is a reproduction. Let's see. Tom Pear, "Good evening, Steve, from sunny North Carolina. It's been warm, dry winter here. Do the locals say the weather is warmer there this winter?" Actually, it's not warmer. No, it's cooler. We've been getting very, very cool weather here, and our AC bills are about 1/3 lower than usual. So we're actually doing really, really good over here as far as the heat. James T007, "Did you install that mini split? Are they cheaper in the Philippines to have installed there? Yes, they're a lot cheaper for the labor charges. Very cheap. This one here cost me, I think, about $1,000 or something like that. And it's a really nice one. It's a 2 horsepower. Sinful says, "It has been really cool here where I'm at." And it has been here too, even during the day here. I mean, I sit outside here. I don't sweat. I used to sit out here and you'd sweat bullets. Joseph Grudza says, I was really glad to see that you and a few others have your channels. I've been planning to move there since my divorce 6 years ago. There's a lot of people that have channels here. There's just some people that are more successful than others. Our channel here is kind of organic. We don't do the super chats and stuff like that, looking for money or anything. I mean, I make enough money off my channel off the ads. And that's why I tell people, just if you want to help my channel, just watch the ads. I don't need anything else. You know, and pretty soon we're gonna have Rich on here a lot more. Him and I are gonna be talking probably this week sometime. Let's see, Rick Garner, "Good morning from California." Morning, Rick. How you doing? But me and Rick have been talking. Rich is probably on here watching right now, but he's gonna be doing some stuff on here soon. Let's see, Jeeves Winston, "Steve, when you say $1,000 for the AC, is it the split heat pump and AC?" It's everything. That's everything. $1,000. That's installed and everything. I think that's what it was, right around that price that I paid. It's a really good deal. And this one here does the whole house. If I open the door, it does the whole house and does a really good job at it too. K Fox Sinful, same here. Quite cold here in Europe. Everybody's saying that, like in all throughout here, it's the weather's been very strange here because it's so cool every day. I actually love sitting outside here during the day now, whereas it's usually super hot and dry. It's just kind of warm, which is nice. Let's see. 45 people, 30 thumbs up. Thank you guys. We're about 25 minutes in. I also got a picture there of my father's 1941 Indian motorcycle with me on it. So there's another picture on there. Let's see. Sinful says, well, cool for Philippines here. LOL. Yeah. I mean, if it gets into the low 80s here, we're thinking it's cold because we're used to the 90s and upper 90s and stuff like that sometimes. James 007, I want to travel with my Filipina. What are the best choices to take her to? I'm concerned about her get off border. Any tips to avoid that? Get off border? I'm not sure what you're talking about. Get off border. Okay. Sinfuls, it seems it's been about 74 at night. We're getting about the same thing, Sinfuls. I think about 74 at night, 73. Sinfuls, even cooler when I ride to Tagaytay in the morning. Yeah, Tagaytay is pretty cold. I've been up there when it's in the low 60s before in Tagaytay. I was up there one time. It was like about 7 in the morning, 6:30 in the morning. It was cold. You needed a sweatshirt almost up there. So we got 46, 34. Thumbs up, guys. That's the K Fox. Here it's plus 8 degrees Celsius. That's not bad. That's not bad at all, actually. Let's see. We need some more chat on here, guys. Let's go. Let's keep this going. Just a bill, 2. Offloaded from the airline. PI officials thinking you are trying to traffic the girl. Offloaded. Officials thinking you are. I don't even know what you're talking about, dude. Tom Pear, maybe it will be less of a rainy season when I get there. I hope so. I think it might be because of the weather patterns here have been weird the past few years. Patrick Glenn says, good morning, Steve. Is it illegal to call a Filipino a name or voice your opinion of them? Is that cyber libel, and can you go to jail for that? You know, it depends on this, and I've heard this spoken before, and I think the women, when they passed that bill that wasn't too long ago, and I think a lot of people take it too far, and a lot of judges realized that it went too far because a lot of girls are showing up and quitting. It's almost nothing. Can they sue you or something like that? Sure, anybody can sue you. It doesn't mean they're going to win, though, and the chances of them winning are very slim. I wouldn't be calling people names. They can call you all the names they want, but if you can also mention that too. Say, well, she was calling me names. I called her this because she called me that. I mean, it's tit for tat, basically. The judge is going to say, well, I'm going to throw this out of court. That's probably what's going to happen. Sinful says, I made a mistake of just wearing shorts and a short sleeve shirt to Tagaytay in the morning. Brr. Jeeves Winston says, that's a good deal. You leave that behind. That's 56,000 pesos a year's rent. Yeah, I'm not going to leave behind. I'll probably leave that behind because it'll be old by the time I leave. I don't plan on leaving here anytime soon. If it's over 2 years old, I'll leave it. K Fox, not bad. It's cold. Carnivore Expat, just a side note. I shipped 3 Balikbayan boxes to St. Thomas from Spokane, Washington for $95 each with 4X shipping. That's not bad. Jeeves Winston, how does that work? Improvement addressed in the rental agreement. We don't even really have a rental agreement here. It's just, we help out around here. We had a great talk when I moved in here and told her I will take care of all the painting outside. I will take care of most of the stuff here. The only things I can't take care of is the roof and stuff. So we had a talk and she agreed and she's okay with it. She barely goes up on the rent at all. Sinful says, Patrick Glenn certainly should be. It appears it's not enforced well, as some certain vlogger is horrible to Filipinos. Yeah, there's a vlogger out there, and he's terrible with Filipinos online, and they do nothing to him. So it's not enforced. You know, it you get, it's a way of threatening expats. I think when a girl gets mad at you, they say they're gonna do this stuff, and the expats get all, you know, anxiety riddled and stuff like that, and it's usually nothing. You'll never see it go anywhere. Tom Pierce says, I was thinking of transfer some funds into a bank account there in the PI to make it easier to get money out when needed for a 3 months visit. Good idea. Um, yeah, you could do that if you wanted to. I wouldn't do over $10,000. If you're gonna use the ATM machines like you said on here, I would do the ATM machines, but make sure you tell them you're gonna be out of the country and you're gonna be in the Philippines. Okay, I would do a little bit of both actually. You can also Western Union yourself money too. So open up a U.S. Western Union account while you're there, and then send it to yourself over here. You know, that's another way of doing it. So you can just go pick it up. You could Western Union yourself $1,000 every couple of weeks or whatever. Sun Moon says, any problems taking my Filipina to Thailand for 2 weeks? Well, that depends. Does she have a passport? Number one, and number two, yes, it can be a problem. It can be. So it depends. You know, you better get everything ironed out before you go, and ask maybe the BI or whatever. I'm not sure who you talk to about that, but yes, some Filipinas have had problems leaving here. Now, if she's your fiance or wife or something like that, you shouldn't have any problems. Sinful says, Tom Pear, ATMs work fine. You can get like 20K per transaction from China Bank. China Bank's really good. I love China Bank. China Bank is not owned by China either. Jimbo L says, when I was in the Philippines, I let Chase Bank know I will be there. They told me you won't have to let them know anymore. That's good. Jimbo L, ATMs work great, no problem with debit card. Yes, but you need to tell your bank back home that you're leaving the country and you're going to be using it in the Philippines and you're going to be there long term. You know, but you don't want to let them know you're moving out of the country. Do not do that. Simple says, Jimbo L, true Jimbo, most banks with new security features, they don't do travel advice anymore. William Berry, BDO doesn't allow you open a bank account on a tourist visa. If you have your what do they call that card? ACR card, you can open one. Okay, and it depends on which BDO branch you go to. Actually, William, because some of them will say no, and some of them will say yes. But it depends on the branch. But usually they will let you do it. Trust me, because I brought tons of people from here into the bank with their ACR card, and they open it, and then the one over in General Trias will not let you open one over there. In fact, they won't even let me open up one with a SRRV over there. So that'll tell you how strict they are. But I think the lady's confused over there, and that's why they're losing people at that branch. Jeeves Winston, that bad breakup, angry ex seems to be a theme in some blogs. Like breaking up with an Italian girl from Revere. LOL. Keying your car and trashing your Kellys on Saturday night. Sinful says, William Berry, if you're married, you can. I have BDO account and I'm still on my tourist visa. That's what I'm saying. People do get it done. Jeeves Winston, PH girls that spicy. A lot of guys have problems over here with some of the girls. I will say that there's a lot of girls over here that will try to give you problems on the way out. They just go after you. It's a problem over here for sure, and you guys need to be aware of that when you come over here. In fact, some of them can be downright dangerous. And I'll tell you that straight out. I've seen tons of guys go through things over here so bad. You don't need that. Sinful says, you need your ACR card. Yeah, exactly. Joseph Grutza, if I married over there, how hard would it be to get my new wife a U.S. passport? Well, once you get her back to the States and she becomes a citizen, I believe she can get the U.S. passport. You should think it's probably, I'm not sure how long it takes for you to do that. I think it's like 2 to 5 years or something like that. I can't remember. I went through all that a long, long time ago. There's a place called the International Institute, okay, and it's in Lawrence, Massachusetts, and they do all that work for you if you want to do a fiance visa or a marriage visa back to the States, and they do it very cheap. It's called the International Institute in Lawrence, Massachusetts, and they can answer that question for you. Okay, William Berry, yes. So I have joint checking with wife. There you go. Sinful says Joseph Grudd says she should have to be U.S. citizen to get a passport. Yes, that's what I'm saying. You're gonna have to. I'm not sure how long you have to wait. I think it's like 5 years or something like that. But they might change that. Who knows with all the stuff that's going on now. William Berry, have 13A visa. Gary Dads, when buying a large item, use a manager's check. Jimbo L, if you want to avoid problems with a Filipino, make sure she is age appropriate for you and you have communicated for years. That sounds crazy. How do it well? I did it. I don't even think that matters. You can be with somebody for 9 or 10 years and it can still get crazy. Trust me, it doesn't matter how long or how well you communicated for those years. When you go to leave, you're going to have problems with some of these women. You just will. It's just part of the makeup. If you think it's bad in the United States, it's 10 times worse over here, I would say, with a lot of the women over here. I've just seen too many people go through stuff. I get calls every week about stuff like that. Tom Paris says, when I was spending a lot of time in China near Hong Kong, I would see many PI girls coming to shop in Hong Kong for the weekend. So not all PI are poor girls. Many have so many sponsors, they have dollars. A lot of people. There's a lot of rich Filipinas here. I mean, you can go over to Alabang, and there's some very well-to-do people over there. And don't think that all PI girls are poor. They're not. Don't think that they're being sponsored by all kinds of Americans either, because they're probably not. I think that's a fallacy. Some of the girls, yes, they do rip off Americans online and stuff like that, and they get them sending money for their load on their phone or to buy them a new phone or whatever. And some guys don't care. It keeps them company at home, back home, until they get over here. But these people that are traveling, a lot of them are not poor. They come from very wealthy families. Take a ride over to Alabang sometime or to Makati, and you'll see a lot of wealthy Filipinas there. Dickie Spaz says, hello, Steve, Sinfuls, and everyone else. How you doing, Dickie? Good to see you on here, man. Sinfuls put on guidestar.org profile. Sinful says, hey, Dickie. The Philippines and U.S., do you have to live in the Philippines a few months before you can apply for the SRV? No. You can apply on the day you land. And it takes about 6 to 8 weeks usually to get it. And it's very fast. And it costs, if you're ex-military, it'll cost you about $2,900, maybe a little bit more, by $100 more. If the other ways, it's a $20,000 down payment or $10,000 down payment, depending on if you have a pension or not. If you have a pension, it's $10,000 and you're non-military. $20,000 if you don't have a pension, but you might have cash in the bank or something like that. So, no, you can get it right away though. That's the retirement visa. You have to be over 50. You have to have your DD-214, 2 years in the service at least, and honorable discharge. The Mosquito Guy, for a Filipina to get a U.S. passport, we must marry a U.S. citizen and then live in the United States full-time with that spouse for 3 years to process the paperwork. I know it was something like that. I wasn't sure how many years it was. Yeah, that's probably about right, 3 years. I think it was like 3 to 5 years when I was married to a Filipina back in the States. The Mosquito Guy, if you want your Filipino wife to have Social Security survivor benefits, she needs to live in the U.S. married to you for 5 years. Yes, that's correct. So either set up something for her, because a lot of guys are under this false assumption that because they're married that their girlfriend can run and get Social Security. It's not true. There you go. Have a nice day. There are tens of thousands of Filipinas in Hong Kong. Yes, they're all OFWs. CCJR. Hi, Steve. They also meet like every Friday or something like that, or Saturday. CCJR says, hi, Steve. Does SSA check proof of life if you're receiving a retirement pension? The retirement pensions, some of them send you proof of life. SSA sends you a proof of life. I don't think you need to have that notarized or anything. I think you just sign it, and that's your proof of life. And but I've got proof of life from my my city pension. So you will get them over here. Michael Johnson, Music to Motion. Howdy, friends. How you doing, Michael? Traveling Hobo says, how can a non-American get a passport? That just doesn't make any sense, because you just get you stay there for a while, and as long as you went over there and you got your green card and stuff, after a while you're going to get your passport. It's the way it works. You become a citizen. Jeeves Winston, what's the issue then? Loyalty? How do you date before they expect a ring? How long do you date before you expect a ring? I mean, if you're living with a woman here, after a year or so, the question will come up. Filipinas, I mean, a lot of them will just live with you for 5 or 10 years or whatever, or you can get married, Dickie Spaz says, glad you went in for the acupuncture, Steve. With continued treatments, I hope it reduces the pain and inflammation. Dickie, the Japanese acupuncture is a little bit different. Now, I got the impression, and I could be wrong on this, but I got the impression when I talked with them on the phone and stuff, so I can only go in once and you'll cure my sciatica. And they said, yes, maybe you might need it more than once, but usually it's on the first try we can usually get you. They electrocute you, and they do it for like about 20 minutes. And it's quite painful. It's not a regular acupuncture sitting on the table and they stick a bunch of needles in you and you sit on the table for 20 minutes. No, they're sending shock waves through your body, Dickie. It's a little bit different. I got a little help out of it, but I wouldn't say it was. I expected more from it. Let's put it that way. I get 10 to 20% help, maybe. I suffer from like anxiety and sleep issues and stuff like that, and I didn't get any help with that. I did feel a little bit better coming out of there a little bit though. So that helps a little bit, but I don't know. We'll see long term, because I'm going to go there again, and I will keep you guys up to date. Rory Bellamy says, peace to Ukraine. They're actually selling keychains made from tanks, from Russian tanks. Tom Pierce says, Jeeves Winston, never buy, only rent. The Philippines and the U.S. How hard is it to get an apostle in the United States? It's very easy, through your state secretary's office. You just call them up. They usually have an affidavit ready for you. You get that notarized, or you write out and you just fill it in. If it's your DD 214 or your police report or whatever it may be, your pension letter, you just slap that notary on there, and then they apostle it for you. You have to have it notarized first, and call and ask to check on this stuff first, because each state is a little different. So don't go by what I tell you, but you do get it done at your state secretary's office. I cannot tell you what each state is going to do, and some states do it a little weird and a little backwards. Okay, so just FYI on that. Sinfuls, at the Philippines and U.S., contact your state secretary of state for apostles. There we go. Sinfuls says, should not be hard to do. It's not that hard to do, guys. Apostles are relatively simple. And people make it harder than it has to be. I know some states do make it harder. There's like 2 states out there that make it hard. It's not that hard in the other 48. 007 says, hey Steve, saw your vlog on the Bay area over near Manila. Heard it's going to be like 3 times the size of BGC, with international cruise ships and yachts coming in. That's what I'm hearing too, and I actually don't like that, and I think Sinful's is a little bit ticked off on that too, because he bought property overlooking the bay, and they're filling in the bay, and they're filling in a lot. And actually the boardwalk down there, it looks like they might fill in around the boardwalk too, which is kind of sad, because everybody wants to go walk on the boardwalk because the water's right there. And they've already started dumping some sand right off there, and I'm not sure if they're going to add more to it or if they're going to leave that open. But if I own land down there, like the Conrad, if I own the Conrad or Microtel down there, I'd be a little ticked off, because that's prime property right now, and it won't be later on. So, Joe Cunningham, is there a gas line for gas stoves? No. Oh, for the gas stoves? Yes, there's a gas line, as in a line to hook it up to your gas stove. Yes, you have to get those tanks and you have to hook it up. Jeeves Winston, imagine bagging a unicorn, hook up with a rich PH woman, and she take care of you. There you go. There are people here that are wealthy. There are some people here that are expats that have married doctors and dentists. Um, I know of one guy who married a dentist up north, and another one, a guy that called me, he married a doctor. So it is possible. And don't think, because a lot of guys come over here and think, well, what are my chances of getting married with a doctor? No, there's like no chance in hell, or a dentist. There's no chance in hell of that ever happening. Well, they don't make as much as some of the guys over here on Social Security. A lot of people don't understand that they probably make like maybe 2,000 a month, 1,500 a month. Some make more, some make less, depends on how big their client, their patients list is, and where they work. If you work in Makati, you get more. See, Sinful says, Joe Cunningham, you use bottles. Let's see, the Philippines and U.S. What documents need to be apostilled? For the SRV, your police report, your DD-214, if you are in the military, your pension letters, and anything that Mary Rose tells you, basically. If there's other documents, I think that's all the documents. Is police report, DD-214, pension letters. I feel like I'm missing something, but if you contact Mary Rose, she'll tell you. Sinful says birth certificate. Actually, your birth certificate should be done anyway because of the fact that it is your birth certificate, but you will not use the birth certificate for the SRV. Okay. The Philippines and U.S. to get SRV. Yeah, those are the documents you need done and they do time. The police reports are only good for 6 months. Your pension letter is only good for 6 months. So your DD-214, if you get that apostle, that's good permanently forever. So just keep that in mind, guys. Okay. Let's see, Dickie Spaz. Yes, the acupuncture with the juice flowing is the way to go. It's not an enjoyable thing when they do that. He kept asking me how much juice I want. Then he got it up to 5. He says, "Man, you're pretty strong." And I was like, "Why? What's it on, 10?" He says, "No, we're up to 5, but most people can't take a 5. They can only take like a 2 or 3, I guess." And I was on a 5. My leg was twitching, and I wanted it to be that way because I wanted it to work. Unfortunately, I didn't get the results that I expected because I think they kind of juiced up the results a little bit too much, saying that it's almost 100%. It's not 100%. That's false. Maybe it's 100%. He can if like after 6 tries or 3 tries or something maybe. And even then, I had another doctor tell me that, Steve, sciatica will always come back at some point. And I had TMJ. It would get rid of it. The acupuncture would get rid of it for 2 weeks and it would come back. So I kind of feel that acupuncture is kind of the same thing. It'll get rid of it and it'll come back after a while, but it'll give you a reprieve, which is good. Simple says, the people making big money in the Philippines are business owners, big-time business owners. Yes, definitely. Razzie Cat says, my American barber of 20 years married a Filipina that retired from a successful dental practice in your area, and she is wealthier than him. It's funny, when I was a little boy, I got my first haircut off this barber in Bedford, Massachusetts. And when I retired, he was still giving haircuts. I actually retired before he did. And I went in there to bust his balls about it. And we had a good laugh about it. Jeeves Winston says, finding a woman that works in the same career would be a lot of common ground for a relationship. It would. I think that would actually help you if you could do that. Yes, definitely. I think the problem with a lot of Filipinos is having conversation. If you don't have good conversation with your Filipina, it's not going to last. You need to have good conversation. There you go. Have a nice day. Sinfuls, where do you get the background check? You can get it from the local police. You can get it from the state police, county sometimes. It doesn't matter which one it is. You can also go to myfbireport.com, and you can get it from them usually within 2 to 3 weeks. Okay, if you go to the FBI directly, it's gonna take longer. Go to myfbireport.com. It'll bring you to another site called NBI or something like that, and it's a credit card company that works with the FBI to do those. Joseph Grudza says, do you have an email address for Mary Rose? It's Veining, VANING, then EN management. Hold on a second. I'll give it to you. Make sure I give you the right one. Sorry about that. It's info at veiningandmanagement.com. So it's info, INFO, at, then Veining, VANINGENMANAGEMENT.com. Okay? So that should help you. Sinful says, there you go. Have a nice day. Yes, you're local police, but ideally get an FBI report and apostle that. It doesn't really matter which one it is. It can be anyone. They even accept a letter from your local police chief that you're an upstanding person. If I've seen people just use that, so that works. But I would definitely try to get a police report just in case they've changed things, because they do change things to what they accept sometimes. CCJR says, hi Steve, if you're over 70, you don't need one. Hi Steve, do you receive your pension in the Philippines? I have it sent to my bank back in the States. Is it through the local bank there? Do you keep a mailing address in the U.S.? I keep a mailing address at my sister's house, and I have all my stuff sent there, except for very few things. A few things I have sent here. Jeeves Winston says, what's the background check for? The background check is basically just to let them know that you're an upstanding person in the United States. You haven't used drugs and stuff like that. What youthful transgressions might be an issue? Rape, murder, bank robbery, pretty serious things. Drugs, selling drugs, things like that. They won't let you in. So they won't give you a visa. You might be able to get in on a tourist visa, but you won't be able to get in on the SRV most likely. But you can run it by Mary Rose, and she checks, and she'll ask them, because some things do get by, okay? Sinful says, also, here's the thing. If they do an Interpol check on you instead of the other thing, usually some stuff doesn't show up on this. So you can ask Mary Rose to do an Interpol check first, so when you get over here, they'll do an Interpol check. Sinful says that CCJR deposit to your U.S. bank and send to yourself via apps or use ATM. Let's see. Mr. Big Slick 66 is on board here. He says, hi, Steve. For the SRV, can you be self-funded like an annuity? No, it has to be a pension. You have to have a pension, an actual pension. That's unfortunately, it has to say pension. Won't get SS for 4 more years. You can still wait for the 4 years and then do it then. Just come over here and do the tourist visa, leave to go to Singapore for a week and then come back, or a day. It's not a big deal. CCJR says, thanks, Sinful. Sinful says, you're welcome. Jimbo L, thank you. Before the info, I thought that's what I should do. Also, Sinful. Sinful says, you're welcome. So we're up to about 53 minutes, guys. We've got 70 people on board, 46 thumbs up. So if we can keep this going, we can go a little bit longer. I'll go a little bit longer. I'll even go a half hour longer if we can keep this chat going. So let's keep the chat going. We're at a dead end right here. So if you guys want to shoot some more questions on here, we can do that. But anyway, for you guys doing SRRVs, even though I'm going to be slowing down the channel, and Rich is going to be doing more of it, he's basically going to be taking over pretty much most of it. I'm going to try to help him along, though, for quite a while until he gets his feet on the ground. If he decides to take it, we'll see. We're going to be talking this week about it. We'll see what happens. And we're still going to do the SRRV stuff. I'm still going to be doing that on the side. So if anybody needs help or you need me to come up there in the van and pick you up and take you, we do that for $70. Sinful says, so I'm coming to my SS birthday. So there we go. Let's see. Ride for life, fit for life. If I'm still working but stay in Philippines 5 to 6 months at a time, should I get SRRV to avoid going to renew my tourist visa? If you're ex-military, it's worth it. It really is. If you're not ex-military and you got to put down 10 or 20,000, I'm not sure it's worth it, because you got to pay $360 a year too. But if you're ex-military, you only pay 10. So it really depends. You have to weigh everything out. Jeeves Winston says, my friend has a couple simple assaults when he was 20, 21, and a DUI. Those issues, Canada won't let you cross the border with a DUI. Have to petition the CA consulate and pay $550, and they may. Like I said, you really got to check with Mary Rose. I don't think the DUI, probably not a big deal in the Philippines. The simple assaults might not show up on Interpol check. So you can run that by Mary Rose, and she sometimes can get things through. You know, it depends. She does an Interpol check. Some things don't show up, so it really depends on whether things show up or not. Because some of these things just age out and they don't show up on there. And I've seen that in some states too. Some things don't show up after like 20 years or something like that on some things. So it really depends on your state. It depends on which police report you do. If you do the Interpol check, you're less likely to have it show up. Okay, because a lot of things don't go on there. MF says, have you been to Leyte? I've been to Panay. I've been down there. I have not been to Leyte. SRG, thank you for your time. You're welcome. George Lagos, can I stay 3 years at a time, tourist visa? Yes. 36 months is the max you can stay before you have to leave, but you have to keep going to the BI and upping it, or you can do it online now. Ride for life, fit for life. I'm a vet and over 50. As long as you got 2 years honorable discharge, you're good. You know, you can come into the country, do the SRRV. It's cheap, it's just nice. Timmy says, BIM has actually been moved to a real full-time on Philippine prison. Frank wants red meat justice. Yeah, it's kind of sad. I thought they were going to send him home. I know people took up a collection for him. I'm not sure how much of that money he got. He actually had a lot of freedoms in it. They actually let him have a phone in prison for a while, and I'm sure he doesn't have that anymore. Yeah, some people need to shut their mouths sometimes. Like, I will say that, I hate to see these people shooting off their mouth when then something happens to them, and then they, nobody will be there to help them. Sinful says, George Lagos, yes, but you will have to renew every 6 months, and it will cost about $180. Let's see, Timmy Justice. Jimbo L says, hey Jeeves, my son had a DUI, no conviction, just arrest. Canada turned them back, wouldn't let him into the country. That was freaking crazy. Yeah, Canada's pretty strict. James 007 says, did you get your glasses in the Philippines or States? These here, you can tell by the orange, I wanted blue. They didn't have blue. They were out of stock, so I took the orange ones. I got them here in the Philippines. They're very reasonable. How long did it take to get glasses in the Philippines? I'll tell you something really funny. I ordered a pair of glasses. I don't like the design on them. They're these ones here. Okay, and the funny thing about them is they're trifocals. And guess what? I paid $6 for them on Lazada. They're trifocals. I thought that was quite interesting. Let's see. WS, how's the traffic down in Cavite? Awful here in Angeles. Anyway, SRV, $1,400 processing fee, $1,500 deposit in the bank. I just completed. Yep, that's correct. We've done hundreds and hundreds of people at the PRA, the Philippine Retirement Authority, already with the SRV retirement visa, and it's very easy to go through. It's cheap for anybody that's ex-military, and I'll tell, some people say, well, I'm not going to do that, Steve. I'm not going to let them hold my money when I can use it. It's $1,500. If you have a problem with $1,500, you shouldn't even be in the Philippines. That's what I tell people. Dickie Spaz says, good stream today, Steve. Thanks, Dickie. Appreciate it. Timmy, Steve, are you eating properly? You seem famished. I'm actually on a diet, so I just had 2 cookies. I shouldn't even had that. I've been cutting back. And I'm not famished. Look at it. I actually need to lose a few pounds. Geez, Winston, Jimbo, weird. You can fly in, but crossing over, you will get turned away. Second time, you get charged. Jimbo L, crazy crap, man. Geez, Winston, Canada is not a great neighbor. No, I mean, you got Trudeau there. Some people call him Fidel Castro's son, because his mom dated Fidel Castro. Ride for life, fit for life. 6 years USAF honorable discharge. DD 214. Lazy Larry Lee. Hello, Steven Sinfuls. How you doing, Lazy Larry? Sinfuls says, hey Larry. MF says, for the SRRV, do you just need an apostle police report from my home country and nothing else? No, you need to do your DD 214. You need to have a pension letter apostilled. Sometimes there's other stuff. It depends on what Mary Rose asks you for. Sometimes they need additional stuff because of something. They might ask you for something. Each person is a little bit different. Most people are the same, but some people, they ask for something else. Let's see. Jeeves says, walking across the border for beers and poutine has been over for years now. SRG, orange color is cool and refreshing. I don't mind orange, It's not my favorite color. Although a lot of my favorite pictures have orange in them. I don't know why. It's that and blue. I mean, look at the Honus Wagner behind me. I mean, that's a lot of orange in there. Jeeves Winston agreed the orange glasses work. That's good. I hope so. Sinfuls, MF, if you're military, you're DD 214 also. Correct. Jeeves Winston, ex-military National Guard count. That's something you got to run by Mary Rose. We had a problem with that the other day. I think they will let National Guard if you serve 2 years active duty or something like that, or if your active duty adds up to 2 years, they might let that count. But you have to run that by her. Tom Pierce says the thumbs up counter is not working. Okay, that's all right. Doesn't matter. See, we got 61 people, 52 thumbs up. Let's see. Simple says Steve will not be on a diet when he comes to my house for my barbecue. No, I will not. I'll go off it for the day. See, Jimbo L says, I like the glasses you're wearing now, Steve. Mine are trifocals also. For those crazy round things, you look like an accountant from 1923. Yeah, I thought they were a little bit over the top too myself. I was wearing them around here, and I don't feel comfortable with that look. It just makes me look totally different. These ones here, I have to get another pair of glasses soon. These ones are chipped. They've been dropped so many times, and they got chipped as soon as I bought them, unfortunately. So I'm not sure if I'm going to buy another frame, or if I'm just going to have new glass put in them. Let's see. Jeeves Winston, only have the basic DD214. That's all you need, man. As long as it says honorable discharge on there. WS, good night all. Thanks for all the info. MF, Trudeau is a dictator. Simple says, Jeeves Winston, he puts the government records, get military records, I think it is. Randy Smith says, I did my SRV up in Angeles. The only document I had apostilled was my background check. They made me sign a document that swears all is true. May be different for each immigration office. Yes, it is different. Some things they'll let slide, and some things they won't. It's best to come over here with all your documents apostilled, and that way it doesn't cost much. And some places will send you to the State Department to get them apostilled. Try your state first, then go to the State Department. State Department's taken 6 months, so you really need to try to get them done through your state. And if you go through the State Department, it's going to take you 6 months. Just FYI. Let's see. Ride for life, fit for life. So true. If $1,500 is a problem, or only $1,500 is your SSI and total income, don't live in the Philippines, or find a hut and live like you're camping in the province. Yeah, $1,500 here. There's a lot of guys here pushing. Somebody was pushing the $800 budget the other day. You need way more than that to live here. You want to live here. For God's sakes, if you come here on $800, you're not going to be able to, air condition your house. You're not going to be able to see doctors. It's not going to cover your insurance. You need at least $1,500. And the way prices are going up, I think you need $2,000 to $3,000. Like I said, for the, that's the true budget you need over here. And we talked about that one before. $2,000 to $3,000. That's the sweet spot. That's the place to be. Anything above that, you probably won't need. Anything above $4,000, you won't have to. You won't spend it, or if you do, you're really living high. Ride for life, Randy. Where in Angeles did you get your SRV? I go there for work. Tom Pear, I think the great influx of expats into the PI was due to the inflation and visa issues. in Thailand, where I was going to retire. Do you think that will happen in the PI? You know something? We're getting a lot of expats here in Tracy Martires right now, and people. I'm telling you, I used to just see like a few people going through every once in a while. We're seeing a lot of retired people, old guys in their 70s, um, and not very healthy people too. A lot of them are canes. A lot of them are. We even seen a couple in wheelchairs, but we're seeing a lot of expats here in Tracy. A lot of expats. They're coming here because watching my videos. I think because sometimes when I talk to them, they know me already. They know who I am, um, and they're filling up Tracy. Tracy's a good place to retire. It's a wonderful place to retire. Jeeves says, thanks, Sinfuls. He says, you're welcome. Lazy Larry Lee says, I have lived in more than 2 states. Is it better to do federal background check? I think it's easier, Larry, because my FBI report did it in 2 weeks. Unless you can get onto the police station, they'll tell you that they can get it within a week or two. I would do that, myfbireport.com. It really doesn't matter, though. And if you got like minor infractions, do the Interpol when you get here. They probably won't show up. SRG, push the like button, people. Thank you, SRG. Sinful says, Lazy Larry Lee, your last residence, Larry? MF says, do I still need to deposit $20K for the SRV if I buy a condo? Yes, you can buy the condo after, but there'll be like a lien against it for your deposit, and then when you die, it'll just pass right to whoever you leave it to or whatever. Okay, so they can change it. The person that gets it just brings the will in, shows them. They'll take it off or pay for. You have to pay to get it off, obviously, if it costs any legal fees or whatever, or your girlfriend will or wife or whatever. Let's see, Barry and the PI. An $800 budget, you won't be seeing much of the Philippines. No, you're going to be stuck in a house with low-level Wi-Fi. You're not going to have money to buy a computer unless you put money aside and save for it. A lot of guys aren't considering when you lose your computer, it's cost at least $1,000 for a decent computer nowadays. If you want a decent computer, I like having a decent computer because I use the computer all the time. You really, really need to have some money put aside. You also need to have an emergency fund. That's another thing. When these people in these low budgets hear that, they come over here with no emergency fund. You need more than $800 if you don't have an emergency fund, because you're going to need to start an emergency fund. And you're going to have to save, and you're going to have to stay in your house a lot. Unless you're close to a beach or something like that, you ain't going to have much fun. And a lot of guys, what they do is the older guys I notice here that are on the lower budgets, what they're doing is they're going into the mall during the day to keep cool. And that's actually a good idea. If you're trying to save some money, go sit in a coffee shop. Get a coffee at Starbucks or something like that. Get a small coffee, sit in Starbucks and use their internet. That might be the way to do it for some people. It's better than living on the streets in the U.S. But if you get sick, good luck to you. You can get insurance over here fairly cheap, though. If you call up Michael Onstad, Onstad, Pacific Cross, he has different types of insurances. Ask him for the cheaper ones. And he does have cheaper insurance, and it gives you a lot. Gives you a lot of benefits for what you're paying. Randy Smith says, Ride for Life, Fit for Life. Went to 583, travel near Scorebirds. Cost $100. Was worth every penny. Geez, Winston, I would suggest cleaning stuff up beforehand. Massachusetts allows you to petition probation to seal or expunge your record. Yeah, if you can. If it's something, you want to get it expunged or something, that might be the way to do it. It'd be a nice thing to do. Especially if it's older. Sinfuls, LOL, going to Starbucks is $4 a day. So for a month, there's $120 gone. Exactly. I mean, there are other coffee shops too. But they're just as expensive as Starbucks, pretty much. Most of them are anyway, not all of them. I know at All Day they have a coffee shop there. It looks very similar to Starbucks too. And I think their coffee is pretty close to Starbucks prices. Jeeves Winston says, other New England states are easy to have records sealed. Not for serious felonies, but those low-level bad decisions can be cleaned up. Yes, they can be. And also sometimes if you can, like I said, you can contact Mary Rose and ask her if you can do the Interpol check and see see what she says if it shows up on there, and they can do the Interpol check, because most of this stuff, it just kind of slides away after a while. It doesn't show up on the Interpol one after a while. Some of the states, like I said, they let them slide off after a while too. It depends on what state you're from. So let's see, we're up to 70 minutes. We got 60 people on board, 59 thumbs up. Thank you, guys. So let's get some more people chatting on here if you want. I'll stay on for a few more minutes so we can get some more chat up here. Looks like we're stuck at the end here, so let's get some more questions on here. We can chat some more, certainly. But for you guys out there wanting to do the SRRVs, definitely contact me. And if you guys need a ride to pick you up to take you to the PRA, I'll take you up to the 29th floor. We'll take you back down. We'll take you over to the bank to open your account, get your pictures, and then we'll take you over to the medical to get your medical done. You know, so if you guys are looking to do this, let me know, and you can contact me like Sinfuls. Just put it up, Steven5975@yahoo.com. Give me a couple days to get back to you guys, okay? Because on weekends I'm slower, you know, and I am trying to relax a little bit more, but I am still helping people, and I do get to everybody, okay? But some people are telling me lately that I didn't respond to their emails. I respond to everybody. So just resend it or whatever if you don't hear from me within a week, you know, and make sure it's that address that Sinfuls just put up. Dickie Spaz, I always lose weight during my visits due to reduced soda and garbage food intake. See, I eat the same foods over here that I do back home pretty much. You know, that's part of my problem. Let's see, Edward says, how is the Starlink working for the ones that bought it or shared how it works? I've heard from about, 2 people, I think. They said they like it. Okay? Ride for Life, Fit for Life. That's a great service you offer. What's your cost? I don't charge. It's just the cost of the ride. It's $70 for the day. The guy picks me up. We go up there. We ride you around, and then we come back. So I don't make a nickel off of it. Nothing. You know, some people buy me a lunch or something. That's all I ask. Now, you don't even have to do that. Because I know some people don't have a lot of money, and I'm okay if the person doesn't buy me lunch. I'll pay for it myself. I have enough money. Sinful says, at Ride for Life, Fit for Life, free. Lazy Larry Lee says, I am trying to walk around more, but I still need to exercise a little more. I try to walk around as much as I can, depending on my sciatica that day. Some days I can't walk at all. Some days I'm in bed all day. It depends. Last summer I was in bed for 3 months. I've had a few days off and on lately where I get bad sciatica for the whole day. But in the mornings I'm useless until my medicine kicks in. Jeeves Winston, thanks Steve. Good vlog. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Peace out. Thanks Jeeves. Nick D, heard about your back issues. Mike. My name's not Mike, it's Steve. Let's see. I had horrible sciatica over the last 5 years. A couple weeks off work each year, but I've cured it the last year by 2 ways. Watching Dr. Bird's videos on sciatica. You know, I've done all the physical therapy stuff. That doesn't work for me. Mine's different for some reason. I'm not sure why. And my doctors are starting to say that my nerves are starting to take a beating from it too. And it actually showed up in one of the tests that they just did. I lost a lot of my nerves in my left legs. So, Mr. Big Slick 66, other than transferring funds to PI, should you have a local bank account for expenses? I think so, yeah, and also to have your emergency account. Definitely. Nick D says, especially the roller towel method, very effective. Tiki Spess says, good stuff, Rick. Nick D rolled. MF, can I still get the SRV if I spent 25 years in prisons when I was younger? No, you won't be able to. That I can tell you. Carnivore Expat, I lost 80 pounds eating 1 ribeye a day, sleep better, and aches and pains are gone. That's interesting. I could live on something like that, but I don't think it's healthy. Somebody was telling me they had a stroke while they were on that diet. So you got to be careful. Dicky Spaz, mine isn't cured, but the pain and inflammation is way down. I'm hoping mine goes down, at least somewhat. One of the doctors was telling me that I'll get temporary relief only from acupuncture. You know, and I wrote to a friend of mine who's married to a doctor, and they told me the same thing. They says acupuncture only gives you temporary relief. This Japanese doctor is trying to tell me that it could be permanent, but I'm not so sure of that. Ride for life. And I didn't get the relief that I expected from it. Other than bringing my DD214 and money to deposit in the bank, they have Citibank in Makati. Can I use that one? We usually use Commerce Bank, and you can also open an account while you're there. My wife has BDO, but it's not a joint account. I don't trust Philippine banks. Unfortunately, you cannot use Citibank. No, they're not part of the group of banks. They use Commerce Bank or Bank of Commerce or whatever it is, one or the other. Nick D, it's all about decompressing the spine. I actually have a decompression belt, and you blow it up with a pump, and it decompresses my back. Nick D says, sorry, Steve, LOL. That's okay. Sinful's Ride for Life, Fit for Life. That is not the same Citibank. I checked on that before I left the U.S. No, it's not. It's Citibank, but you have to have an international account for it to work over here. So if you have an international account, I think you need 70,000 or a certain amount of money in there. Then you can go into any bank and pull your money out. Carnivore Expat, Proper Human Diet. Watch Dr. Ken Berry. Dicky Spaz, I'd like to find a good meat shop to get American or Aussie beef brisket to smoke. Rare Meats, I think it's called Rare Meats in Manila, has stuff like that, and they'll deliver it to your house. Nick D says, cut the carbs and sugar, lose the weight. It could help. I've actually been eating more nuts and seeds, pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds, walnuts, dried cherries, and like carob, like to give it like a sweet taste. And it has a little bit of these yogurt bites too that make it kind of sweet. It makes it so that it's more edible than just eating the nuts and stuff like that. It's really good, actually. I'm very happy with it. It's not salty. See, Tim Simple says, Dicky Spaz, he puts down HTB DeSantis Deli. There we go. This is for meat. Traveling Hobo says, for the SRV, you will need to transfer the money from a U.S. bank and cannot pay it by cash. You can write a check, Traveling Hobo. They let you write a check now. Okay, so you can do that. Dicky Spaz says, rare meats, I'll check them out. Okay. Nick D, is using VPN the only way to use the trade stock? Is it effective, or will they block you? They find out, man, because there's people over here using VPNs, and they're finding out. And I think the fact that you use a VPN, they know, and they know you're out of the country. They find out. I'm sure their security things can figure out where you're at, or whether you're using a VPN or whatever. So Nick, Schwab, Ameritrade, they're closing down everybody over here, and they're finding out. And people are using the VPNs and stuff, and they said they still shut them down. They found out. Barry and the PI, I have been looking for a good brisket for 5 years here. Dicky Spaz, Sinfuls, thanks. Sinful says, you're welcome. Edward Lawler, rare cut steak in Manila. Let's see, Nick D, Ken Barry, yes. Ride for life, fit for life. I eat a lot of protein and a few carbs, a lot of water, no sugar. I'm 5'7", short, but only 150. I gym and cycle almost every day. So we're up to about almost 80 minutes here, guys. I'm going to call it a night tonight. I have a friend of mine coming in a few minutes here. Hopefully, I think he's out there now. I'm not sure. I just heard some voices outside. A friend of mine's coming in. He just flew in tonight, so I want to see if he's out there because he lives right next to me. But anyway, guys, God bless. Take care, and we will see you probably next week on here. If I'm not on here next week, as usual, as you guys know, I'm not on here always every week. If I'm not on here next week, I will be on the week after. Okay? We may even have Rick come on here and try to fill in. Dicky Spess says, not drinking soda is like a crackhead going through withdrawals. Yes. It's very, very hard to quit drinking soda. Anyway, guys, God bless. Take care, and we'll try to be on here next week. And I got a few videos coming up this week. Some good stuff, too. God bless, guys. Take care. Thanks, Sinfuls. And let's see, Michael wasn't on tonight, but thanks, Sinfuls, for moderating tonight. God bless, guys. And Sinful says, we'll do a live stream from my place on the 9th. There we go. We'll do that.